There is nothing that we do as human beings that has a bigger impact on our environment than food. A lot of the resources of our planet go into making our food. As a result, we're causing grave damage to our planet. Agriculture is the largest user of freshwater resources, accounting for nearly 70% of the world's freshwater withdrawals. Agriculture is also the largest user of land. Urban land only occupies 2% of the land in the world, while 45% of land is used to grow our food. It is difficult to imagine the magnitude of this, especially for those of us that grew up in cities. Farming is one of those things that you just don't see. And this is why we do not realize the cost at which our food comes. Agriculture is the largest water polluter. Water is polluted from the use of fertilizers, pesticides, fungicides, and waste from farm animals. Agriculture is also responsible for 70% of global deforestation, as we try to make space for animal grazing and farming. Agriculture is the largest greenhouse gas emitter. It's responsible for up to 1/3 of all greenhouse gas emissions in the atmosphere. How can we maintain our connection to food as we gradually concentrate into cities? By fitting the farming into our cityscape, we can grow food right where we consume it. It's called urban farming. What is urban farming? Urban farming is the practice of cultivating, processing, and distributing food in or around urban areas. Urban farming benefits us in many ways. It's good for the environment. Producing right where we consume helps us cut out on food mounds. Also, a greener city better welcomes biodiversity and can absorb pollution and heat effects. It makes us healthier. We can harvest right before eating so that our food maintains its nutritional value while educating us about eating healthy. It's great for the community. Let's face it, greener cities look better, and working together to grow food will definitely help us and our neighbors. If you're still skeptical about it, let's bring in the money. Healthy, organic, local produce is in fashion right now, and there's a demand for it. This is an opportunity to generate revenue locally and create new jobs. You may think the space is not enough. The truth is, we have space, we just don't see it. In fact, a city like Hong Kong has 6 million square meters of urban farming space right in its residential area. How, you may ask? Rooftops, my friend. Our cities are huge rooftop farmlands. Remember how we talked about the huge problem with food waste in our cities in our first video? Urban farms can help us by turning much of it into productive resources, such as by using food waste as fertilizer through composting. And how can you become an urban farmer? Make climate-smart choices. Be curious. Become aware of the challenges and problems. Dig deeper in the fridge. Try to learn more about the food that we don't often think twice about. Vote with your fork. We often feel very helpless when it comes to tackling climate change, but we as consumers have immense power and can decide which food systems to support. Get your hands dirty. Look for a space, look for a community garden, and get to grow your own. It's an extremely gratifying experience. And remember, you don't need a rooftop. Any space can be converted into a growing space. If you have an urban farm, use leftovers and food waste as compost. Alternatively, look for community composting or learn about ways to process food waste like bokashi fermentation. Don't let food waste go to the landfill. No matter what you do as a consumer, we need governments to get on board. Demand that your representatives think about urban food policies of the future. Finally, ask your retailers and suppliers what they're doing about it. Encourage them to put in place local sourcing and food waste processing systems. Check out Livin Farms technologies to learn about using insects to process urban food waste and upcycle it into valuable fertilizer and alternative protein. If you enjoyed this video, check out Misplaced by Livin Farms.